Good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a good Wednesday morning. And let me know if you guys can hear me in the chat before we begin. All right. So today is Wednesday, February 22. As far as data goes, we do have NBA mortgage data around 7 a.m. already passing, and 2 a.m. or 2 p.m. we have 4 MC minutes. So we do have to be prepared for that. So audio is very low. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. All right. How about now? Should be a little better. How does it sound? Perfect. Okay. So we're gonna move on to earnings for the day. We do have Baidu already opened, had their earnings favor, but we should be expecting Nvidia, which is one of the stocks I want to watch out for today. Chip sector in specific, and then of course Moderna is a good one to watch for tomorrow. And yeah, that's about it. So let's go into looking at futures first. So as you guys can tell, yesterday we did close at around 4,005. Around this price. 4,005 has been a key level I've been watching for the past few weeks. It's what I consider a strong buy price, just based off of November, I believe it was. It was at around, yeah, November. 4,005 has been a key spot in November multiple times. Here around January, we saw multiple bounces, and here you can see we're seeing a lot of bounces there, some rejects there, and overall just a clean level to watch out for based on November's reversal. So what I'm looking for is we can already tell pre-market and yesterday no candles were filled under. So far all we do see is wicks, therefore we know that buyers are interested pre-market. So for today what I want to see is either a continuation up or some consolidation around this. As far as lower low goes, we do have this 3982 level to watch out for. That level is nothing too crazy. Um, I believe it is a closed candle from last week or open candle from last week. So we'll have to see how it does. But yeah, so far the game plan, we want to stay above this 4005. The goal is for a continuation up. Rejects go from 4034, 4041, 4049. 4049 will be the key reject for today. I think we had some good institutional sellers there, as you can tell right here. And we also have this 4055 to watch out for some rejection, and then this 4061 as well. End goal could be 4082, but as far as range goes, that's around a $70 move. 4MC could bring us up there as far as itself. Before 4MC, it's going to be a little tough to hit it, especially with volatility. So we're going to aim for 4055 or 450 if we do end up pushing up. So far looks good. As long as we build momentum, we build some strength, we can continue going up. Alright, so let's get to SPX. SPX looks like we continued down after gapping. We have one gap, two gap. We ended up breaking support in the open 4049 support, which was a key level. We ripped through this price very easily as we had a selling momentum. Yesterday was a trend day red. Today is 4MC minutes, so we should see some action volatility in the morning. See how we do. As far as any support goes, we have this wedge support to watch out for. So buyers can be included in around this price here. As far as anything goes, we should try to see if we can get to this gap entry. Likelihood of that happening is very low. These selling candles can have a really big effect on today's momentum. I do want to watch this 4015, see how it react here. If we can break above it with enough volume, then we can play some calls. Looks like it formed a nice price here. Price target would probably be included between 4036 and 4049. And then we have this gap fill to also watch out for. Yeah, looks pretty solid. We'll move on to let's move on to Apple. And of course, if you guys have any questions, let me know in the chat. I'll be glad to answer them. Alright, so we're looking at Apple. Apple yesterday broke its support. We actually ended up continuing down, breaking the second support. And it looks like pre-market we're starting to bounce off a little bit. As far as lower lows that we can achieve, since we already did break this pre-market low, I'd like to see maybe 414 or 146.61, and then possibly around this 143. Let's look at bull side. Bull side, we can probably achieve a break past 150.85. This resistance is of course good. If we can get to that, then we have this little mini 5-minute demand or supply at 152.67 we can watch out for. As you can see, this whole box here is just filled with sellers right here. So on the daily frame, you can already tell that this is a price where playing call side is a little bit restricted or restrictive in terms of profit move. Unless you're intraday scalping, if you're swinging, just know that you're going to expect a lot of rejects up here and even maybe some over here. But yeah, it's just something to be cautious of for sellers. And let's see how all the other stocks look. So we got AMD, of course, Nvidia's earnings tomorrow, so AMD will be reacting to that. We have this retracement bounce here that we can see. Last time we bounced off this retracement, it was sort of a reject. We saw multiple times here, and then even pre-market bounces there. Would not be bad to watch for rebound on this AMD. As we can tell, AMD has been really good with following their retracements lately. So I would like to see how we react here. If we go lower, of course you have to know that there's risk due to Nvidia, and Nvidia broke this. I think it was yesterday close, but then bounced, and then we sort of have pre-market pushing. This area, like I said earlier or yesterday, this area down here is a buy spot for me on Nvidia. If we hit a lower low, then of course we have to consider selling, which means pre-market low orbit would probably go down towards 199, just based off of sellers being stronger at that price. So we could definitely watch out for puts below that. And what it looks to me is buyers are strong here, so 199 could be a strong reject, and of course this price too. As far as double top goes, looks like the neckline is already filled. If we can hit a lower low, then this neckline could also be filled. Nvidia looks possible. Let's see if AMD could hit lower lows too, because if AMD breaks the retracement, we can try and scalp a quick move towards around 72, around down here or up here. Let's go on the 15-minute frame. We'll get more information there. Alright, so we do see a resistance form there off these levels. Got one here, 3 here, some selling there. As far as buyers go, we do see small amounts, not a lot. There's not a lot of information for this price here, for this whole range, other than right here. So we'll have to be very careful if we do end up taking puts. But as far as calls go, looks solid. Pre-market high maybe for an intraday scalp. We do have way too much sellers around these prices. If you look at right here, this circle here, we do see strong wicks selling. Momentum loss we saw right there. Selling right there in this candle, these two candles. As far as high day goes, we have this gap leading to a overall sell candle. as well as yesterday's high. We sold off there, or previous day high. Um, so room up looks like it's around $1 to maybe $3 move, maybe one or $4 move for scalp. Looks like a little higher risk end, so we'll have to be careful with that one. Meta looks like it tested this break, re-entered, and now is looking to sort of do the same thing. Let me go to the 1 day, see how we look there. Let me try. Let's try 30-minute. We do see still the same thing. Reject here, and then a break. Pre-market based volume came in. We sold off. We continued down. Red candle. Um, and then of course we are now seeing the same thing, sort of like a trend, sell trend. And now if bullish comes in, we hit higher highs. What is expected as long as we break this resistance is for continuation based off of volume. So we can try and retake this opportunity for the break. It's a little higher on the risk end, but it would indicate that we achieved a higher high, and therefore volume is there. Only if volume is there, you can take a position right at 177.98 or even that price target of 180. Not bad. I wouldn't risk it too much before 4MC minutes. This is going to be a trade that we can look out for tomorrow or the day after. Here we go with Costco. Like I said yesterday's stream, Costco is a very retracement bound stock. So as you can see here, we bounced a little above retracement. Here we've seen a couple of rejects pre-market off retracement. And as far as how it looks, we see a small trend, selling trend here. So what could happen is a break if we gain volume, or a continuation down towards that retracement where we'll see another bounce. So far that's how it's looking. We've been having some strong moves pre-market, as we can see. Big movement pre-market, except for today, which is different. We can either see buyers load up. Higher highs would be good for us. Lower lows will probably see a retracement bounce or a lower low below that. I'll watch for this trend, this bear trend, see how we do. If we can break above it, then we can try and scalp some calls. Just mark it like that. Alright. Let's go on to Tesla. So Tesla sold off yesterday's highs, which also, if you guys notice the trend for Tesla actually has a pattern on previous days. So let's go back to here. It all started, I believe, was in Wednesday, February 15th. Pre-market high, we rejected it right here. We rejected it throughout the day, sold off. All right, there's one time, second time, pre-market high. We rejected it, sold off. Here we didn't really see that. It was more of we gained volume. We broke out of it, we sold again, but then we continued up as buyers were interested. So we saw a relatively strong day here, which is good. And this was on close. And by the way, I believe close, half the market was relatively weaker than the S&P 500. So Tesla being super strong on a Friday, which was it was at OPEX option expiration as well as a 3-day weekend expectation. Therefore, Tesla being bullish during that day is very key. It's very, very important to know. So we end up pushing pre-market as well, hitting this high, and we rejected after attempting to hit high, failed. So of course, now that we have 3 days of that pattern, 1, 2, 3, what we should see is if we do lose momentum at pre-market high, smart bet would probably be to see if we start to gain selling momentum, because if so, then we can start shorting at the high. Of course, you can notice that these are wicks. We see strong wicks. for sellers, so that shows really strong selling momentum there. So now let's see how we do react at today's high. Looks like we formed a 2-wick here, so that's not bad to watch out for. We'll place it there. As far as supports go, we could use this 197 as support, but we also have a pre-market low that's also formed a good level. So I want to mark this a different color. We'll get rid of this retracement for now. We'll see if we have anything. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, this Tesla, we see this pattern going on throughout this day. As far as basic technical looks, we do see first off a higher high above this, which is good, shows strength, then a rejection, then a lower low or a higher low. And now what could either happen, we already broke the lower lows here just based off of pre-market. We have our lower lows next up down here. What I could see happening is either buyers step in, fail to hit a higher high based off of volume, and we also have minutes, so we have to be aware of that. Achieving up here is very unlikely. So what could happen is we probably reject around here, and I choose this as a reject spot just based off of this whole price. You got reject candle here, reject candle here, reject candles over here. As far as anything up here goes, to me right now that isn't something relevant that we hit up here. We also have some selling up there. So sellers are active just based off of what I described. We can already see that sellers are active at around here. So if sellers are active over here, then we know just that this price could lead to us breaking pre-market high, reject, or if we reject pre-market high, we continue down. We could either bounce down here, or we can see a continuation to 189. The likelihood of us seeing a continuation is very unlikely, just based off of this amount of sellers on previous day. So just to do a quick recap, pre-market high could either be rejection or continuation. If we do continue, then watch 203-ish for a reject. This sell spot here. If we reject, then we watch 195 for a rebound. We could play calls there or take profits. 189 is unlikely. I'd reach for probably maybe diamond hand to like 193 or maybe 194. So probably like right here. Just based off 1, 2, 3 candles. Maybe the previous candles will match up too. Yeah, so that's Tesla. Tesla doesn't look too bad. Looks better than half the other stocks on this list. Google, I don't really see much for Google. Let's see. Maybe that resistance can lead to something. We see the curve start to pick up pre-market. Yesterday's selling momentum really starts to see some buyers up there or down there. We did have really bearish news causing this, and then sellers continued. A little bit of a relief bounce there. Continuation down. We hit a lower low. So what could happen again? Let's see. Let me mark down these two prices. You go one there and then one down here. And if you guys can see why I chose these, we got rebounds, 3 rebounds here, 3 rejects here, and then of course rebound there, and looks like a pre-market high. No, not a pre-market high, but a key level there. So we did hit lower lows. We can continue down, it looks like, has the potential to do that. As far as us breaking, if we can break this, what this resistance tells me, guys, for just a quick education, it tells me we're on a trend, right? So if we see this going down, and I see that we're on a trend, so then I know that if we break out of the resistance, then what that tells me is that this trend that we're currently squeezing down out of is either going to continue down, break lower, or we're going to break out of this trend and hit higher highs. Our goal would probably be higher than this day, and then higher than this day, and just continue up. So those are things we can watch out for. So it's not a bad setup. I just, at the moment, for Google's option chain, we'll have to see. I'll keep it on watch, but I won't be forcing anything onto it. All right. So we'll move on to Microsoft. Looks like Microsoft followed this support yesterday. 215. That's not bad. It's great. Um, we did break out of the 254. Did continue. Looks like we bounced off at for pre-market low. We bounced off this level. Maybe it's not a clear level. No, it's not. All right. Maybe we could see buyers step in. Looks like low of day step in for buyers were pretty good enough for us to push. Maybe 2 points up. Not a lot, but something. Um, we'll be looking at if buyers are interested again at this price, at pre-market low, as including yesterday's low. If they are, then we'll be interested in taking bounces, which will lead us to either pre-market high, or we take our profits, or filling in this right here. We could also try go for 258, which is also this high. So yeah, that'll probably be my game plan. Just watch for pre-market low, as including low of yesterday's day, where we can try and see if buyers are interested, and we can scalp up. SQ, look at PayPal. PayPal is attempting to break resistance again today. We failed yesterday, or I think yesterday we had relative strength on PayPal compared to overall market, which is good. Buyers were interested at this price, which is awesome. So today what could either happen is the buyers that were interested yesterday could begin to sell off, or if we do see strength pop above this and we break it on the 15th minute frame, pre-market high, it looks like pre-market high will lead to a break on resistance. We could definitely take some calls, scalp it up to this right here, and main goal around 78.72. So yeah, watch PayPal for sure. It definitely has good looks there. I didn't take this puts on Netflix yesterday after we broke yesterday's low or previous day low. It continued down, it re-entered. I didn't really like the volume, so I didn't take it, but of course the market was relatively weaker, so we did go lower. As far as where it can continue going, we do see a lot of um, consolidation here, which can lead to a lot of consolidation for us here. So just be aware of that. All right, I raised the volume up a little bit. Does this sound better now? All right. So we got HD. HD broke yesterday's low of pre-market. Of course, we did have earnings, so we did fall. Looks like we're taking a hefty drop yesterday, and today we're sort of bouncing off that. But as far as continuation goes, We'd have to look at the hour for that. So we look at this low here. We broke past it. We're looking at probably this low has the next significance. That's just based off of this being a reject, this being a bounce, this being a reject, and this being a reject leading to a break, re-enter, and then a reject there again. If we do go lower, that would probably be your target, where we can maybe see a bounce. Looks like the bounce possibilities at this price have been stronger in the past. A little static. Let me try to put down the gain then. Um, yeah, so we see this has been a strong bounce. Right here we see a pre-bounce. Looks like a little bit of a small, small buyers, not a lot. There's not really much big buyers. If you see if buyers are interested, first off, what we do see just looking at history, the drops are significant. They're really big drops. So like we're having here, they're really big drops. Now as far as relief bounces goes, we do see relief bounces. They're just not as strong. Here, this is a strong relief bounce, and of course here we see a strong relief bounce. Small one first, and then a continuation down, and then a big relief bounce, and then just consolidation and relief bounce into a higher high where the trend begins. So you can tell here we hit lower lows and the trend continues down. Now we're seeing some sellers. Now, based off history, relief bounces usually are small and then the next one is big. We see that in the example down here. We continue down and the next one is big. We'll see. HG could lead to an opportunity. I'm going to wait for this 292 spot to see if anything is interesting. Yeah, there goes a lot into understanding what a stock's possibility is, because you're looking at probability and possibility. And for this sort of setup, taking calls just off here wouldn't be the best probability for success. But if you take it at 292.07 with all the buyers up there, we can definitely see a nice probable setup, and a possibility that we're looking for are these targets. This can be turned into a supply, which is good, and a continuation down will probably be like down here, because we see some more buyers down there. There's a lot that can go on here. Disney doesn't look good. Let's see. These are pre-market highs as resistance. I wouldn't take it too much there. Risk is high. Roku's re-entering, which is great. If we can hit a lower low to Roku, try to hit the 63.33, I may grab some calls. Because what this is, for those of you guys who don't know, fake outs and breakouts. If we break out, re-enter, and rebound, that is confirmation of break. Therefore, buyers are interested, and they'll probably ride it to a higher high when we can see higher. So if we can hit the 63.33, I may take calls. Perhaps swings will probably lead to profitable move. So it looks pretty good there. And then CVX and this. I did remove. Do I have it here? BA is what I want to watch today. So if we go into BA, oh yeah, this is a setup I missed in the past. Was really disappointed. Yeah, so it looks like we've been really breaking past these levels. Yeah, so this right here, this 203 level is something I'm waiting on. Off this low, some buyers here. If we can see, I'm gonna zoom in closer for you guys. We have 3 big buyers at this price right here. This is off earnings. So buyers were really interested in this price, although they had really bad earnings or enough to push us down around what it was, around 1 point, 2 points, around 5 points. Let's see. Oh no, around 10 points. We were dropped around 12 points. Buyers were interested at this price, so what ended up happening is we pushed up not only once but 3 times, which is really good. And that makes me want to watch that price area for a bounce. I'll have this marked up as well in case we do see buyers hit a lower low. So for me, I'll probably watch a continuation down here. This whole range will probably be a buy if I see investors step in. If not, which means just volume. If not, then I won't take it. Looks like the best probability for a bounce is good there. We have this rising wedge, so we do know there's a trend reversal down here. So based off of what we're looking for is next support, where is it that buyers are interested? Where can we see that relief bounce? That's really what we're looking for right now after this massive sell-off. Where are buyers going to start to step in? And that's the best we can do right now, which is 201 to 203. These two targets look pretty good. So I'll leave that there on watch for today, and we'll see. So just a little quick recap to end this pre-market live. We have our AMD. We can see for retracement bounce, mainly following Nvidia. So just pay attention to Nvidia because they have earnings. So they will have the interest of the day. Just look for relative weakness, relative strength on between both stocks. See if they are interested in the market by investors. We have Amazon. Amazon, we could see some selling down here. Let's see. Buyers seem interested at 93.09. We can watch out for 94. Looks really odd. Do have some buyers there, some buyers down here. Looks like we could do this. We could probably continue low, bounce, and then continue down. Looks like this I marked that as a selling spot. We could see a rejection. If not, we could continue higher. We'll see. Meta looks like we can try and retest break. Forcing it, I wouldn't do it, but taking it lightly, try to write it up. Only if buyers are interested. That'd be a good setup. Costco trend we have here selling. Watch for the retracement bounce. Mainly, we could see a really big buy there. And then, yeah, premiums are going to be definitely really high on Nvidia, which is why I prefer taking AMD, because AMD is a stock that follows Nvidia. Sometimes it can follow even more. It all depends on relative strength and weakness. So if you're going to take Nvidia, or you're going to think of taking Nvidia, check AMD, see if their deltas are higher, see if their datas are higher. If they are, then your return rate will probably be a lot better. Your profitability will be better. So watch for that. Tesla looks like we have a good opportunity to short below pre-market low. Looks like reject on resistance has a possibility based off previous day patterns. If we can break above it, then of course watch for this target to sell and short. We do have like a possibility, yeah, of this position to sell off. Looks like if we do short this as a price target, this is unlikely, but we won't rule it out. So let's watch out for these levels. Tesla's on our list. Google doesn't look bad, doesn't look terrible. We'll see. We'll definitely see. 90.09 looks like strong buy. 92.25 looks like strong sell. Could be used as a resistance. The breakout, if we do breakout, we know the trend is done. We could continue, but this is a pre-market low level, so we'll have to watch out for that. Or pre-market high level. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see if it continues. We'll see if it falls. If it does, we'll buy down here. If it breaks, we may buy down up there. Just watch for buy on Microsoft down here. Looks like it has good strength. If not, you probably won't take anything there. PayPal main watch for today. We'll see break off resistance. If it does, we'll be good to go. And then BA, of course, we said we're watching 201 to 203 for big buyers. And then 63.33 for big buyers there as well. So that is all for me. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Of course, just to end it off here, 4,005 on ES is key level for today on future side of the market. So just keep that price on watch. It's the number one thing I'm going to be watching for today, because I do want to see buyers interested, seeing if they are going to be. If we're selling off below tons of selling volume, then I know we're weak. If we can buy there, then I know we're relatively strong. So we'll see. Will I be on voice today? I will be on voice. As far as talking a lot, I'm not sure, but I will be on voice. If so, can you give us a come on spy? That's Grizzly's thing. We'll leave it for him. But yeah, hope you guys have a good trading day. Trade smart, trade safe. Take things very slow. As you guys know, today is FOMC minutes, so please don't go all in, and be very smart. All right, see you guys.